It's time to get real green. In this episode, housing construction takes on a new vision. A newly built eco-friendly house is an example of using the latest green home technology and design.
Everywhere you look, there are features that have all been thought through carefully. It's like a museum.
And villagers in Ghana use new energy-efficient stoves, leading to a healthier environment. All that and much, much more on Real Green. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alex Payne. Today we'll explore some new green ideas and show you how some people are becoming real green. A beautifully newly built house in Southern California. But this isn't just any new house. This is a vision house, complete with the latest in environmentally conscious technology and design. It's a collaboration between prominent Los Angeles-based builder Structure Home and Green Builder Media, publishers of Green Builder magazine.
A Vision House is a series of projects that we do, and the first one was actually in conjunction with a green building conference that took place back in 2006 in Corrales, New Mexico. But since then we've done them literally from coast to coast. Green Builder Media, which is our kind of full spectrum media company, started with a magazine called Green Builder Magazine. It was launched in 2006 as the third largest publication in terms of circulation and distribution in the construction industry. So we got a pretty good running start. Within 3 years, we had become the largest publication in the construction industry, period. What we are is actually a producer, if you will, in this. And what we bring is a relationship with the manufacturers of building products and systems, technologies and so forth, with that readership and with our connectivity to the industry. And then we're able to select from the very best building companies and developers and architects around the country and welcome them into a collaboration. They actually are the builders of records and the architects of record, and they own the property, and we build these jointly, but we're really connectors.
Structure Home's about 16 years old, and we build custom homes on the west side of Los Angeles. We've been building homes for over 28 years as a team, and we have come to a point where we've decided to make a strong commitment to green construction and to move ourselves in a direction that's more environmentally conscious and more socially conscious. We reached out to Green Builder Media to say, how could we implement this plan into a culture of people so that we can really move ourselves in the direction of doing homes in the future that are green. The thought and the planning that goes into a project that's going to be green and how it addresses the environment causes everybody to stop and slow down a little bit in the planning process and really look at all aspects of what we're doing in terms of sun orientation and light. And I think that it's a little different when you're doing a house that you're trying to achieve certain performance levels in terms of how you address those things and how you place importance on how you're going to accomplish the goals of the project.
We're really focusing in on the thermal envelope as just as an example, and we want to try to be as efficient as possible. We want to try to make sure that we prevent any vapor or water penetrating through the building. So we're doing that with advanced wrapping like a Tyvek wrap. In addition to that, we're really focusing on trying to improve our insulation values. So we're using a closed cell spray insulation for really high R values. And we're making a change to where we're applying that insulation. We're applying it up at the top of the roof rafters instead of on the ceiling joist, and we're creating a conditioned space. So now we're running all of our air conditioning ducts in a conditioned space as opposed to running the ducts in an attic that's typically 20 degrees to maybe 30 degrees hotter than the rest of the house.
Once you go through a process of change, it's hard to turn back and go back to doing things an older way. So from a certain standpoint, there's no question in my mind that this is a direction that we're going to continue to move in, and that we're going to get better and better and better at it over time.
Green is not free, but neither is gray. When we do things in a way that is not environmentally appropriate, when we do things that don't have a level of social responsibility, what we're doing is we're exporting part of that cost in a veiled way to other people in other times. And I think we have to be responsible for our choices and the things that we do today.
We'll continue with part 2 of this green story after this brief break. Welcome back to Real Green, the show that explores new green ideas. We're visiting Vision House, a newly built Southern California greenhouse that's part of a team effort with Green Builder Media and LA-based builder Structure Home.
Now that the house is finished, it has become the realization of what I believed in the first place. And that is that we have a partnership with these builders that would exceed expectations on all sides.
The house has just an enormous amount of thought and creativity, and everywhere you look, there are features that have all been thought through carefully. It's like a museum.
I furnished this house with sustainability in mind. Each piece of furniture has some form of sustainability inherent in it. Either it's recycled wood for some of the tables, some of the metal is recycled, legs for the tables and tabletops, and even the upholstered furniture has an aspect of sustainability incorporated into it. Whether it's the wood for the frame of the furniture or the fabric that the furniture is upholstered in.
The living room, kitchen, dining areas are wide open spaces that have beautiful, rich materials of natural stones and warm wood. So while at the same time it's a very contemporary building, it's a very warm and comforting place to be. The countertops are made of a recycled glass and stone material, and all of the products in the building have been carefully thought through. The first and second floor of the building are radiant heated floors, so there's no forced heat in the building. All of the heat comes from underneath the slab on the first floor and underneath the wood on the second floor of the building.
You're going to get this really wonderful feeling, this really wonderful sense of warmth when you're in the house, and it really does have a difference. In addition to that, you're not blowing air through, ductworks and distributing pollens and dust and poor quality air throughout the house, so you're eliminating that as well.
In this building, we've accomplished some certifications that take it far beyond the minimum code required building, so it's specifically designed to be very energy efficient and hopefully achieve a net zero energy for the family that lives here. On the second floor, we have a live roof garden off the master bedroom deck, which brings gardening and plant material to the second floor. It also provides a level of insulation for the building down below. There's a 7.2 kilowatt solar array on a southern facing roof, which was specifically designed for this building to provide enough energy to hopefully offset all the usage in the building. All the appliances that you do see in the kitchens and bathrooms are energy efficient appliances. The air conditioning systems, the washer dryers, the air handling systems, they're all very highly efficient, energy efficient, and Energy Star products.
The light fixtures that we received are really interesting. The dining room fixture is made out of recycled glass that is then taken to a glass blower in Los Angeles, and they create each of the globes individually and color them individually. And so they're very beautiful and made completely out of recycled glass. There's some mirrors that are made out of recycled wine barrels, and another mirror that's made out of a recycled wagon wheel that's very interesting. Huge pieces of metal with a big chain and very, very beautiful.
Another point that we've been proud of is the amount of material recycling that we've done. So about 80% of the waste that has been generated through this project has all been recycled. And typically the new Cal Green codes are trying to get you to recycle 50% of the waste. Previously, before that, we weren't recycling anywhere near that.
There's also the performance piece. And that performance is not just in the energy savings or all the systems that do really interesting, neat things and create comfort and excitement, but it's in the fact that they do them in such a way that they are extending resources, and it's making it possible for the occupants of this home to live a very comfortable and luxurious life, but in a responsible way. So we're taking care of every drop of water, and we're taking care of every watt of electricity because we've thought about it, we've planned for it. And the durability and the reduction of maintenance and the reduction of waste and all the things that go into the planning now have to become the execution of the people who will live here. And that's really the expression that we're after.
Finishing up a house like this and looking back, I think, is really going to set the bar and set the standards how we would like to build homes in the future, and hopefully how our construction and home building community build homes in the future.
We'll be back with more Real Green right after this brief break. Time now for our Real Green Spotlight Report.
Lumps of clay like this will soon become a cleaner, safer, and cheaper way to cook for the hundreds of thousands of families across West Africa who currently have to use traditional charcoal stoves. This scrap metal is being battered into a shape that can reduce greenhouse gas emissions and deforestation. They will become Toyola energy-efficient cook stoves. The ceramic liners are insulating and heat retaining, so these stoves use a third less charcoal. Since Toyola started in 2006, the company has sold over 150,000 stoves. Each one is stamped with a unique serial number, allowing Toyola to monitor sales and keep a close eye on its quality control. Sia Kuaku, an experienced independent metal worker, has made many stoves for Toyola. He was trained for free by the company. In return, he has agreed to pass this training on to at least 2 more people.
I have trained 25 people, and all of them now know how to make these stoves, and they are still producing them. I am always busy. There is always a demand for these stoves. I have lost count of the number of stoves that I have made.
Artisans aren't the only people benefiting from the large demand for Toyola stoves.
Over the course of 4 years, I have sold around 6,000 stoves.
For Gina, an independent retailer, it's been a life-changing experience.
Customers are happy with the stoves because they don't consume much charcoal. It only takes a little for the food to be cooked. The stoves have helped me and my family. They have enabled me to buy land and expand my business. It's great.
To reach even more families, Toyola employs sales agents who bring the stoves right to the customer's home.
When I was working at a school, Toyola arrived with stoves. When I was told the price, I decided to buy one. I used it to cook rice and realized that it only needed very little charcoal. I started telling all my friends, and soon everyone in town was buying them. After this, I decided to become a sales agent.
A lot of charcoal is produced unsustainably, so Toyola stoves cut greenhouse gas emissions. Each one produces